Check out how this evangelist addresses the question and delivers the truth to these two young men, leaving them in awe.
What if somebody was born and they never was taught like about Jesus? They going to hell?
If they've done any sins, which they have, everyone does sins, then they will have to be held accountable for those sins, and the punishment would be
Even
hell.
though it's not their fault, nobody taught them about.
It's a good question. It's not their fault for not hearing about Jesus, but it is their fault for the sins they've done. And for their sins, they got to get punishment, right?
Oh, he ate that all on the side.
But it's like, bro, everybody sins. Even a kid, as a little kid, sins without even knowing what a sin is.
Yo, alright, this is a real question.
We all have a conscience,
being
though.
born is a sin in general. Just being born.
Well, like being born is not sinful, but we do inherit the sin of Adam. Adam represented us in the Garden of Eden, and so when he sinned, we all inherited that sin. So we're all born as sinners, the Bible speaks about.
We're gonna beat Adam up when we get up there, dude.
But do you realize we would have done the same thing? If we were in Adam's shoes, we would have done exactly the same thing. And the proof of that is that we've sinned ourselves in our own life.
Alright, so real question is Adam in hell? Or
Adam's in heaven because, yeah, even though he did bad, he led the whole world into sin. The Bible doesn't specifically say, but he got the gospel message preached to him. And therefore, if he had his faith that God would provide a substitute, then he would go to heaven too. Because you remember, Adam and Eve were naked initially, and then God clothed Adam with the skins of an animal. God killed an animal and clothed them in the skins of that. That's a picture of how Christ would die for our sins, and we get clothed in his perfection. And so that was told to Adam and Eve too. So that was pretty cool.
Alright, so is Eve also in heaven?
Yeah, well, if she also believed the same message, it doesn't say specifically in the Bible, but if she believed that there would be a substitute who would die for her sins, then yes, she would be in heaven as well. Yeah, which is very cool. And so because people can't go to heaven except by hearing about Jesus and trusting in him, doesn't this motivate us to go and share this message with other people?
Yeah.
Spread the gospel, bro.
Spread the gospel. That's why we do it. So spreading the gospel doesn't get ourselves to heaven, but it does help others get there.